Oh, wow. Y'all couldn't even hear me. Okay. So I am trying to figure out YouTube. Once I figure it out, y'all, I'm gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Oh, wow. Y'all couldn't even hear me. Okay. I just heard my own voice. So I'm thinking YouTube. Once I figure it out, y'all, I'll be a force to be reckoned with. Y'all couldn't even hear me. Okay. I just heard my own voice. How do I not hear YouTube? Once I figure it out, y'all, I'll be a force to be reckoned with. I just heard my own voice. How do I not hear YouTube? So if you're not a force to be reckoned with. Keep hearing the same thing over and over. So how do I eliminate that? Okay, where is the YouTube video on how to do YouTube videos? Where's the YouTube video on how to do YouTube lives? Because I have something I want to talk to y'all about. I want to talk about marriage, relationships, where is the YouTube video on how to do YouTube videos? Where's the YouTube video on how to do YouTube lives? Because I have something I want to talk about. I want to talk about because I have something I want marriage, relationships. Where's the YouTube? I think I know what I need to do. I had to turn down the YouTube picture frame. I don't know what it's called. Turn that down so I don't hear the feedback, but I still see me in Zoom, y'all. I listen, I know it can't be that hard because people do it all the time, right? It can't be that hard. Think I got it. Let me see. I still see me in Zoom, y'all. I think I got it. This should be one for the record. I know it can't be that hard because people do it all the time. Okay. So there I am 3 times. There I am 3 times. One time is here. I'm trying to, okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to see how much lag there is between me live and then how long it takes to get on YouTube. So I'm going to clap one time and see how long it takes. Dang. It's almost like 15-second. It's like a 15-second lag between from what I'm actually saying to where it gets on YouTube. Oh, that is going to wreck my nerves. All right. Okay, just got to deal with it. And then, hmm, okay, I'm just trying all this out. Can I deal with it? For watching. Hey, y'all. Hey, Wendy. And then there's okay, so I definitely have to have another device up because I can't see your comments on YouTube unless I have another device. Let me see. Let me see something over here. Yes, I can. Okay, and I can listen. I gotta wear some eyes in order to do this. Hey, Wendy, how are you? I am trying this out. I am trying out YouTube. Would y'all come to YouTube if I did share? So this is public. You want to join? You want to join my YouTube? Is that what you're saying? Let's try that. Let's try it out, Wendy, because I'm just trying stuff today. Ooh, what is that? What happened? 8 watching now started 7 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. Let me get the link for you to come. Let's try it. I don't know. I've never done this before. How do I even get the link? Hmm. Hold on. Let me see if I can invite you on this on this Zoom. Because you know what would be good? If I did some of my classes on here. Hold on. It's not letting me get an invitation link. Hold on. Invite. Here we go. Yeah, ready now. Copy link. And let me see if I can put it here. Ooh. I am not savvy with this technology. Never have been. Why did that happen? This thing just got really huge. Let me see. Well, it's good that all this is happening like right now when I'm not really trying to do a YouTube live. When I'm just practicing, doing a run through. Here we go. See if you can come into the Zoom. See if you can come into the Zoom. And is there a way to anchor this? I'm gonna learn all this stuff. And by the time I learn it, I'll be so good at it. That's what you got to do. You just got to jump out there. See if you can come in. Let's see. Minimize that. Oops, it did minimize. Lord have mercy. I look over 50 right now. Especially with the glasses on. And I'm all like, how do I do this? Okay, so how do people do the YouTubes and they just have their picture up? Like, why can't I do that? And why is this so big on my screen? Here's the song. I'm fumbling. Hassan, come in here. Wait, come in on the Zoom. See if you can click the link and come in. I'm I'm trying. I'm trying. If I could show you my screen right now, you'd be like, oh my goodness, it's so big. And it won't let me go back to the Zoom. Like I got this is part of learning. Okay. Shh. Let me drink my water. Let me drink my water. Okay. Let me calm my insides down. Okay, so I can see everything over here. That's fine. It's what's in front of me is what I can't deal with right now because I can't go back to my, just work through it. Work through it. It's gonna work. Okay. My hands are sweating and everything. You know what? It's something when you just jump out here and you just do stuff when you fumble in front of people, right? Okay. Oh, let's see what this is. No, not that. Desk view? No, not desk view. Keep it. I don't want to do center stage either because I remember what center stage did. Center stage moved me all around. So no, not that. Not that. I think I'm messing up stuff now. Phew, I feel so much better. Hey, Wendy, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for coming on here and supporting me
Hi.
in my foolishness.
I finally caught you live. I started following you when you had posted, I think you posted your YouTube link, or I think I saw it on your page. So I
Hmm.
started following you and I caught you live.
Thank you. Like, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
I'm going to have the YouTube up as well on my other device. Let me put it on my iPad.
Okay,
So I
okay.
could, yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. You said drop the link. I did drop the link, Hassan. I'm gonna drop it again. I'm gonna try to figure this out because if I'm doing a live and someone says, "Yeah, drop the link," I should be able to know how to do that, right?
Yeah, just copy and paste. If you're on your computer, you can just copy and paste it to the your
I'm
YouTube
on my
chat. Or if you
computer.
have the YouTube open on your phone, you could drop it. Like you know how
Okay,
like
it's
you're
not
on
open.
your computer, but you're looking at the YouTube comments on your phone, like your page,
Let
and
me
then you
see.
could, yeah,
I have it on my iPad.
yeah.
Let me copy this.
But you have the waiting room open, so whoever's like in the Zoom, I was waiting for like 2, 3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
for you to let me in, you have that feature on, so whoever you have to look at the top to see that somebody's waiting.
How did you get in? Because you know
I
what? Because
think
I
you
couldn't
let me
even.
in.
Okay, because I couldn't even see my Zoom at first. That's what was wrong. I was like, I can't even see my Zoom. Oh, there's a sign right there. Phew. But y'all aren't showing up in my YouTube.
To look at the
Aren't you
top to
supposed to
see
show
that
up on my
somebody's
YouTube?
waiting. I think only our comments. So you have them side by side.
Hmm. I
Do you
only
have?
see me.
So like you know how you have the YouTube and the Zoom? Do you have it like half of the screen is the for the Zoom and then the other half is for the YouTube?
Let me see.
Or if you're using two different monitors, you could put one on one screen.
So I just did multi-view, multi-speaker. So let's see if it comes up now. Hey, Hassan. Okay, let's see. Okay. How am I supposed to show y'all? Hmm.
Oh, you have to take the view for Zoom. Take out
Mm-hmm.
you know how like the gallery, I'm on my phone, so I it's a different view from like the computer. But if you go to like the sidebar, you can change
Yep.
it to show like speaker, gallery. Gallery, I think it's like everybody.
Yeah, I have it on gallery now,
Mm.
but it's still just showing me
You
on YouTube. Hmm.
maybe the version you have is try side by side. Do you see that option?
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go back to more. Okay, go to live
I
stream.
see Hassan now on the YouTube.
You do?
Yeah, side by side next to you.
What? I don't.
I s- on I'm because I have the YouTube on my iPad and the Zoom on my phone.
I'm on my iPad. Look.
I can, I, for whatever reason, you see how you only see you. I see me, you, both you and Hassan. And on the
What?
Zoom, it's the same. The same way I'm
Look,
seeing. Yeah, the same way you see on Zoom how you're side by side. That's how it's showing
look.
up on YouTube.
So do I have a bootleg YouTube?
I don't know.
What do you
I
show
already
on the
have like a free
laptop?
YouTube account.
What is that
Oh,
on your laptop?
on my laptop, I just seen Wendy's name come up.
For whatever reason, my picture is not showing up, but I have a picture.
You
Yeah,
know
you
Like
what?
you
do.
see how like when I'm talking on the YouTube, it just shows like Wendy J, but
Yep.
no
Look
picture.
for Go up to the top of your Zoom where they
Mm-hmm.
have the view that she was talking about and
Mm-hmm.
see if you can click on hide non-video participants and see if that
Okay.
does anything. Because
That
I see
only.
the same. My view shows, how do I say this? I'm on all three platforms. So I'm on Zoom, I'm on YouTube, and I'm watching on my device.
Okay.
So on YouTube, let me go look at YouTube.
On
YouTube looks like
YouTube,
you and me side by side.
Yeah,
now
that's
I
how I
see
see it.
me and you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we resolved? You got it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds like you got
Maybe it just shows up really late.
Let me see if I
There
put
she
my
is.
video if I'm gonna
Okay.
be. I don't want to
Now
be
let
on
me
video.
change it
it.
to, I changed it to hide non-video participants.
So I guess I'm not gonna show up since I
Yeah,
don't have
you
my
will.
video on.
Right. Once you take your
Let me.
video off, you'll drop out.
Okay. Oh, and you know what though?
Oh,
That
shit.
lag is a long time.
It's about 6 seconds. It's about 6 seconds behind. Yeah, it's a significant thing.
Man, that messes with my, I don't
But you
know what
can't
it
do
is.
both. You have to be present and just trust that the
There's
uh,
I think there's a StreamYard it's called, or it's like there's for like YouTubers who like
Yeah.
stream on different platforms. It's all in one place. You see all the comments in one place instead of having to have like multiple monitors to look. You should try looking into that. But those I think you have to pay depending
I've
on
done
like different
StreamYard
tiers.
before. I've done StreamYard before. Um, I'm just not good with technology. I'm just not that great. Me and technology, we just,
it's a lot of moving parts. I use
it
Restream
is.
and it's just a lot. You get the options, you could do the lower third banner and all of that, but to do it in real time, like you really need a producer, like
You
somebody
do.
else who manages that stuff so you can just talk to the
So you
camera.
can just talk and focus and talk about what your content is.
Yeah.
Because anytime I teach, even when I teach within my reach, I always have another device because when y'all are in class, the person is doing the PowerPoint for me.
Mm-hmm.
I even have my device up over here because sometimes when she doesn't click off of it, I only see the PowerPoint, but I want to see me. So even with that, I always have another device. But technology is too much.
Yeah.
Hassan, I'm looking on YouTube.
It's a
And
delay.
remember when I held my camera up?
Hmm.
Mhm,
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a
It's
delay.
just now getting there.
mhm.
Wendy is just now showing up.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
I saw me a few like a minute ago, but you're just now seeing me
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, I saw myself a minute ago.
So I would have to just like not worry about what's going
Correct.
on over here in
Just
real
stay present
time.
in the Zoom but just keep in mind for somebody who's only on YouTube, it feels like it's in real time. You're just in both places so you can see the time difference.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
just
looking at yeah.
Man, y'all.
but you in
Oh,
here, you doing it. You got your set. You on we live streaming right now. It's just
our
the few
live
of
stream.
us, but you doing it. You doing it, you
So what
know?
we talking about?
We just tech checking right now. Just tech
We're
checking.
just tech checking, yes. And we want
What
to
do you
invite,
intend to use this for? Are you gonna do kind of what I do and simulcast Wives in Waiting and stream
yes,
it?
I do. I want to do some wives in waiting over here because
Look
I
at you.
feel like people are missing out on it because they're not on Clubhouse. And we have some real good conversations on Clubhouse.
It's a
We
fact.
really do. And so if they want to be part of the conversation, then you either come to Clubhouse or I need to go fishing in the deep. And this is
Mm.
the deep.
This is the deep. This is the world. This is the
So how do
galaxy
you
of
have
internet.
both of those conversations though? Like if I was on Clubhouse right now, see, that's
You have
multitasking.
to use Club Deck. Use Club Deck. You can't do it on your phone. Well, no, we tried it. We tried
We
it on
tried
your
it on our
phone,
phone and
and
we
the
did.
audio did pipe through. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if you hear this. I'm afraid to open up a Clubhouse room that's not mine.
You don't know what's
I'm
gonna
telling
come
you.
up, huh?
Okay, here we go.
Maybe wait a month. It's gonna be a red herring. The most trying time.
Oh.
But do the opposite in the room. So all black women are big mamas and praise black women. All black men are dusties and dirtbags are homosexuals, but praise black men. Watch motherfuckers come in there to bang, and when they see
We don't
each
say
other,
that word again.
watch motherfuckers.
Okay, see, I need to. Ooh.
Be careful what
So
you ask for, Dr.
you
Mel.
heard it real clear, huh?
I heard enough. I
So the
heard enough.
topic, so the topic of the room I'm in, it says, do mods ruin or build male spaces? And I guess that was Chig that was just talking, and he was saying, run a topic, but then do the opposite. So kind of sensationalize what you're going to talk about. Do baby mamas all have herpes? And then
Oh, I was in the room earlier with you in chat.
say the opposite.
You
Say
were
it
you
again.
guys were talking about the single people, and then you were saying how you would never like, when like the three children and stuff. I was
Yeah.
there this
Yes.
morning.
So one of the things that they said, Hassan, like they always talk about on Clubhouse, is do single moms have value,
Mm,
right? And then it went to does a woman who has three children and three baby daddies have value?
mm,
And I said, well, if you're talking like that, then I would have to say when I was dating, the reason why I didn't date men with children is because I wanted to have children with my husband. That's what I wanted. But I wouldn't say that they didn't have any value. But a man with three children and three baby mamas, nah, I wasn't dating him. I
mhm,
wasn't. So it's the same for if a man doesn't want to date a woman with three baby daddies. A woman might not want to date a man with three baby daddies. What are we talking about? Why do we have to make it always gender related? It is what it is. It's just according to your values. It's according to
right.
what you want and your preferences. Now, being the age that I am, he could have children. If I was back out there dating, he could have children. But now my standard would be they have to be grown.
Sure. Out of
I'm
the
not
nest.
re-raising children and I'm years old. No, I don't want a man who has an infant. No, I don't want it.
I've thought about that as I seek what my next relationship could look like,
Yeah.
and there is a significant side of me that finds great value in a woman with at least one child. My son wants siblings, so that would be great, and I understand what being a single parent means. It's not easy.
Right.
So to find a person who's making it work and has learned whatever the lessons came from the previous relationship and is looking to build, I think it really could be a nice pairing, especially if it's an age mate of my son. I think
Mm-hmm.
that could really work out well. So I'm not against the idea of having pre-made children.
Right. Right.
um
Pre-made household.
Right, right. So I'm open to that idea. I'm not as strict as I was in my previous life. So yeah.
Right. And so when I was dating, I was 28 and 27, 26, 25, 24. Right. So I was younger and I didn't have any children. So of course I could choose that. But being years old, we're talking about grandchildren at this point, right? If I
Right.
was back out there dating. But
Yeah.
I definitely would not date a man who had small children. Yeah. So Hassan, let me put you on the spot for a second. And we're
Oh
not gonna
boy.
be here long because we're
Here we
just testing
go.
because we're
Come
just
on, Dr.
testing
Mel.
tech. Um, when are you gonna put me to the challenge of finding Mrs. Thompson for you?
um,
You are
that's a great
single.
that is a great question, Dr. Mel.
Mm,
Let me pray about that and I'll get back to you.
okay, one of those answers. One of those answers.
One of those answers. I mean I could go much deeper on where my head is at with that, but I am my priorities are pretty set right now.
Yeah,
So to
yeah,
actively pursue a woman I think would be a bit unfair because I know that that side is not a high priority for me.
yeah, yeah,
Um there is a how would I say there is a scenario in the not too distant future where I think that is a possibility because I think I'm going to end up being one of those guys that doesn't date long and doesn't have
yeah.
a long engagement. I've been to
I can
enough
see that.
of your classes. I kind of am clear, which is also because of those classes, I've learned this is not the time. And to do so would be unfair, I think, to a woman.
That's good.
So when the time comes, and for all I know, I might already know who it is, but I'm just
Right,
not in that mindset. So,
right,
yeah.
right. That's fair. That's fair. And it is very accurate because you do have the tools that you need that once you get out there, you're vetting from your values.
Hmm.
And you're practicing that now with all the questions that you ask.
Right.
So,
Right.
like you said, you already could be in the
Part of what I think
proximity.
makes me a good host for these kinds of conversations is that I'm genuinely interested. I'm not just
Yeah,
asking to be asking, but I really want to know some of the answers. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
All
I agree.
right. So, I think I can do this.
I think you can do this.
I got to
I'm
remember
sure
what I
that
did. So I turned off. So when YouTube came up for me to interact with it,
you.
I turned the sound off of that YouTube on my computer because it kept repeating back to me what I was
Right.
saying. The device that I have up is down. So the only thing I'm interacting with is my Zoom.
That's all you need. Just let YouTube be the pipe through which what happens on the Zoom goes through. I would not interact. Now, the one thing that you want to keep in mind that I've learned is, well, let me ask it in the form of a question.
Okay.
Um, when you're live, because if I understand you correctly, you're actually going to be operating on three different applications at the same time. You're going to be on Clubhouse, you're going to be
Yep.
on Zoom, and you're going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference where you want the core group of your people to be?
Um,
I'm assuming you want most people on Clubhouse where the dynamic conversation is taking place. Is that fair to say?
mm, yeah, especially if they want to talk back. Because if
Mhm.
they want to have the discussion and the conversation that we usually have, that happens on Clubhouse.
Right.
So it's going to look like this. Y'all really gonna see me just looking at Clubhouse and scrolling. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
I'll share
Okay.
with you my setup. So,
Okay.
because here's maybe I should explain why I'm asking that question. So
Okay.
I'm in a similar situation. I use Club Deck, so I'm not on my phone. So even when I'm looking at my monitor, I'm at least kind of closer to the camera and not
Club
like
Deck
down
is so
here on the phone.
busy.
It's a lot. And then I have Restream, and then I have YouTube. Now, for me, Restream is sort of like what you call a StreamYard is sort of the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Luckily, it pipes the comments from YouTube into Restream. So I could
It does.
totally ignore YouTube and I'll still be able to interact with the comments. So the other side of that coin is if you're just on Clubhouse and only paying attention there, if people are making comments on YouTube, you're either ignoring that and they're just kind of watching the show, or you're going to still need to bounce back and forth to monitor the comments,
Dang.
and give them shout out and kind of welcome them into the live stream. If your intention is just to use the technology for replay purposes, then
Mhm.
who catches your live on YouTube really doesn't matter because you're really just showing it for people to catch the replay later.
Okay.
Um, so that's going to be kind of a decision point for you if you want to manage the chat and the chat on Clubhouse, the conversation on Clubhouse, and then the chat on YouTube. It's going to be a lot of moving parts. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
where, let's say, and I'm not putting you on the spot, but let's say it's Wendy. What you could do is bring Wendy on as the chat moderator on YouTube. And then
mhm.
she's monitoring the chat and engaging the people in the chat and posting the links and whatever else needs to happen on YouTube. You could
And
have
texting me.
texting you on the back channel, right?
Right.
So that's what I've learned. I have someone who's a regular on my YouTube,
Okay.
named Leticia, and I have just learned how to formally make Leticia an actual like moderator in the chat to give
How
her
do you do
moderator
that?
privileges. There's a what you need to do is you need to get a copy of that person's channel's URL, and
Okay.
then somewhere in the YouTube, I don't know, studio area, you'll drop their link and then it'll automatically connect
Give them
her.
access.
When she comes onto the live, she'll automatically get the access.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
That's what
YouTubed
I'm
it. So
saying.
once you're ready for that, you can just YouTube it and it's pretty straightforward.
You said get this first.
Yeah, get this I'm like
Do
4
one thing
weeks
at a
into
time.
doing live streaming, and so still 4 weeks in, I still have a lot to learn,
Yeah.
but at
I'd
least I'm at
started
the
it a while back ago and then I stopped.
Mhm,
And because I did use StreamYard, I did use Restream. So I have both of those on my computer. And
mhm.
then it was something else called, oh, shoot, something O.
I don't know.
And I used that for a while. But then once it frustrates me, I just stop.
Mhm.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah. I know
All right.
that space.
Yeah, but I can't do that.
But what you're doing now, you're making big steps,
Okay.
like this is separating you from probably 80% of the others. So as you continue, you get consistent, you'll be doing great. It'll be easy at a certain point. It's just a
Okay,
muscle
so
memory thing. I
what
think.
about TikTok, Hassan? Because I
Don't
did
ask
go
me
live.
about TikTok.
I did go live on TikTok, and it's not as bad.
Really?
It's
In
not as
terms of
bad as
user
YouTube at
friendliness?
all. Huh?
You mean in terms of user friendliness, it's not as bad, or what do you mean by that?
It's not as bad as user friendly. Like you literally click the button. TikTok reminds me of Periscope.
Oh, I love Periscope.
Yeah, see, and I was in love with Periscope. Periscope was my jam, right? So TikTok is like that. You just click the button and people can come in, and I think up to 6 or 7 people can come in and be on the stage at the same time. Where
Mm,
Periscope back in the day, we only had me on stage at first, and then they would allow 2 other people to come up, but you couldn't see their face. You could
mm,
only see their PTR,
mm.
but they could engage with you, and only
Yeah.
2 at a time.
Yeah, but you had the comments still going, kind of like in YouTube
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
stuff.
The comments were they were flying on
Mhm.
Periscope.
Periscope is basically like what started all the live streams because
Mhm.
Facebook copied later and Instagram, and then they blew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
hear a lot of great things about TikTok. I just am not in that space. I want to master the YouTube thing first. So I'm just going to stay close to this tree and really figure it out.
Oakley, I don't know if you know him. He was on Clubhouse. He was
Mhm.
over on TikTok, and he was in a room, and that's what made me click. I was like, I want to go there too. And then I went and they brought me up on stage, and I was like, oops, hey y'all.
I'm here.
I'm here. It's my first time. So I only did it once, but I think I
I
might
would
do it again.
say, I would say go for it. Well, you're in an experimental phase right now.
Yeah.
So, try a live stream on TikTok. And if it feels better, it feels, easier, then that might be where you need to be, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because I don't need to fight with what I don't want to do. Ugh,
right.
It might be similar with IG as well, the TikTok,
What about that?
Instagram.
I don't
What do you
know.
think about IG Live?
If you
Oh,
have a lot of followers, you might have like, hi,
hi,
I can know.
y'all look just the same. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Hey, Tycho.
Don't
He's
flatter
like,
me.
oh, does she
He's
know my
far
name?
better looking than I am.
Well, that must be your cue. He's like, come on, Dad.
Right.
That's
So,
all.
with that said,
Congratulations, my friends.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, my pleasure. I'll check in with you guys later.
All right. See ya. Now for the reverse of all this, right, Wendy? So now what do I cut off first? Let's see. Thank you for coming in. I need to find my YouTube. Where is
Oh, I
it?
was muted. Yeah, I was about to say cut off YouTube, but you did. I was muted. Because
Okay. Let me find it. I don't know where it is.
I
Hold
think
on.
you.
Nope, that's not it. Where is my YouTube? Okay, that's going to be something I need to do to make sure that it's always right here where I can see it. Because right now, oh, hold on, what's this? There it is. All right, so it's up at the top. All right, I'm about to cut all this off. Thank you for coming and thank you for helping me with this. I
I
appreciate
see.
it.
Oh, you're welcome. When you had mentioned the clubhouse, I went back to that room. I still see you in the what is it? The just listening. So
Uh-oh,
just in case you forgot that you were
I
still
did
in
forget.
the audience, I saw you like 5 minutes ago. You're still in there.
Let me get out. Okay, I'm out.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm off Clubhouse. I'm about to turn off YouTube. This is right here.
Are you gonna keep this one up, or are you gonna delete it afterwards on
I don't
YouTube?
know. I might keep it up for a minute just so I know what I did. I need to
Oh,
write
okay.
down my steps. You don't want